Respected elders, educationists, dear teachers, and dearest students, welcome. In this class, we are going to see the rules for converting exclamatory sentences from into indirect speech. Come, English grammar, direct and indirect speeches. Part 6, exclamations. Conversion of direct into indirect speeches. Video 255, dated 19/4/2024. Direct and indirect speeches. Part 6, exclamatory sentence. Rules for converting exclamatory sentence from direct into indirect speech. Exclamations usually become statements in indirect speech. The exclamation mark disappears. That is, the exclamatory sentence changes into statements in indirect speech. That's all. Normally, how what is used to express exclamations. That is, normally how what here are used, are used to express exclamations. Rules for converting exclamations into indirect speech. Rule 1. The reporting verb said to said should be replaced by exclaimed, wondered, surprised, or any verb expressing joy, expressing exclamation, exclaimed, wondered, surprised. These three verbs I have given. You can use any verb, any verb expressing joy. Said, exclaimed. Rule 1. Then rule 2. Exclamatory mark should be removed and that be used as the conjunction. Here, the conjunction to be used is that. Set exclaimed conjunction marks. Exclamatory and quotation marks are removed and the conjunction that is used. Rule 3. If there is how, it should be changed into very and the very and the adjective following it. The very, we have to change how into very. Very and the adjective following it. These two words should be placed after the verb. How should be changed into very and the adjective following it. These two words should be replaced after the verb. See, he said, how big the tree is. Said exclaimed conjunction that. Then the how is changed into very. And this very big, how big is taken, the how is changed to very. This very big is placed after the verb, after the verb. How very, the adjective for both these words. Very big is placed after the verb. Here the subject is third person, so it has been cut without any change. Here the word is in present tense is. It has been changed into was. So then here then there is no word to be changed. Okay. He said how big the tree is. He exclaimed that the tree was very big. He exclaimed how big the tree is. He said, he exclaimed that the tree was very big. Dear students, regarding verbs and pronouns, the rules followed for statements should be followed for exclamation also. Regarding pronouns and changes of verbs, regarding the changes of pronouns and verbs, the same rules are used for both statements and exclamations. So, he said how big the tree is. Indirectly, he exclaimed that the tree was very big. Then, if there are what here, they should be changed into every. The what here should be changed into every. And they and the adjective with the noun following them be placed after the verb. Changing the verb as per the rules followed in statement. So, okay. If there is what here, the what here should be changed into every and every the next adjective and the next noun, singular noun. All these four words should be replaced after the verb. That's all. You see, he said, "What a big tree it is!" Said, exclaimed. Conjunction that. This what a has been changed is changed into a very and a very big tree. That is a very big tree. These are placed on after the verb. After the verb. Then here the subject is it, that person. So it is kept as it is. Then here the verb is it's past tense, simple present, past tense, simple past was. That's all. Again, he said, "What a big tree it is." He exclaimed that it was a very big tree. Again, the rules. If there is what here, change the what here into a. Then the adjective and the noun following what here. These four words should be replaced. These four words, what here, these four words should be placed after the verb in the direct speech should be changed into accordingly. Present past, past perfect. Present continuous, past as well as present past perfect. Present continuous, past continuous, perfect continuous. Present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous. That's all. It will be going on like that. What are the rules we followed? What are the rules we are following in statements? Should be followed here. That's all. So, here, he said, "What a big tree it is." He exclaimed that it was a very big tree. Then, an adverb can also follow how. See, previously I told you that an adjective would normally would follow how. Of course, sometimes an adverb also can follow how. But whatever it is, whether it is adjective or adverb, that doesn't matter. The how should be changed into very, and the adjective or adverb should be placed after the verb. That's all. He said, "How lovely, lovely adverb." He said, "How lovely she sings." He said, how lovely she sings. Said exclaimed. Conjunction that. How very, very lovely. Placed after the subject, that person. It is kept as it is. Verb sings. It's simple present. The past tense is sad. That's all. How lovely. How sweetly. We could say. How lovely. What a lovely picture. See, you can use instead of lovely, you can use sweetly. How sweetly. I like to use it. How sweetly. Very sweetly. It's okay. He said, how sweetly she sings. Exclaimed that, how sweetly, very sweetly. Space after them. Subject third person, kept as it is. Verb sings. Simple presence has been changed into sang. Sing, sang, past tense. That's okay. He exclaimed that he sang very sweetly. She sang very sweetly. Again, he said how sweetly she sings. He exclaimed that she sang very sweetly. Then, rule 4. If there is no verb in the exclamation, we have to use was or were according to the subject. If there is no, of course, exclamation sentences can be framed without verb. If there is no verb, then you can use either was or were according to the subjects that we are going to use. Rule 1 under 4 under the example 4. In the exclamations having how, if there is how in the exclamation, there would be an adjective or adverb. If there is how, if there is an exclamation mark how, then there would be an adjective or adverb after how. But there should be no verb. Here, yeah, there should be no noun. Here we have to use either if I mean we can use he, she, it, they. Among the four we can use. Here we can use either it or he, she, it, they. Among the four pronouns, we can use any one according to the pattern of the sentence. According to the sentence. According to the according to the sentence that we have used. When there is no, there would be only adverb and adjective. There would be no noun. So we have to use to the among the four pronouns he, she, they. Any one of these four pronouns can be used according to the need, according to the sentence. Here he said, "How tall?" Here, how tall? Adjective. There is no noun. No. No, no, nowhere. So, Sid exclaimed, conjunction that. And how tall? Very tall. How tall? Very tall. We have placed it after. Then we have to use the subject. If if you are, if I have taken it as a tree, so I have used it. How tall? It. That is, of course, it. I have taken it as a tree. So I have used it, here it. Then I have used was, the past period was. As I use the subject it, I have used was as the, okay. Then see, he said, how far? That's all. He exclaimed that it was. But it was, we have created it. I have taken it out of. It's not a noun. So I have taken it as a tree. So I have used here it. Then we were was or were. If it is singular, was. If it is the plural, were. It's singular. So I have used was. So how he said how tall. He exclaimed that it was very tall. He exclaimed that it was very tall. If I take it as a boy, then we can say he exclaimed that he or she was very tall. If you take it as a tree, we have to TR building and anything else. We have to use it. If you take it as a human being singular, he or she. If you take it as a human being plural or that person plural, anything, whether living things or non-living things, that doesn't matter. They. So here we can use it either way. Instead of it, we can use he and she. Then the verb would be was. If we use they, then we got to use were. He exclaimed that they were very tall. So here I have used. Here I have used. I have exclaimed. I have explained an example. Having how under adjective, how tall. That's all. Then here I have used adjective after how. Here in the second example, I have used an adverb. How sweetly. Yeah, said exclaimed conjunction that. How sweetly? Very sweetly. That's okay. Sweetly means how sweetly. That means somebody should have sung some song. Sweetly means some actions, some sweet actions. Here I got taken it as I got taken the action singing. So how sweetly, very sweetly, he sang, or he sang, or they sang. Only human beings can sing. Of course, some birds can sing, but here, yeah, of course, how sweetly. You can say, you can say how it sang. Some birds can sing sweetly, okay? Like, cuckoo birds. It's okay. How sweetly, very sweetly. Then I have taken the subject as he or she. Then past tense verb sang. Again, sweetly is an adverb. It denotes an action. The action should be a sweet one. Then only it gets used sweetly. How sweetly? It should be an action. So he has used sweetly. How sweetly? He exclaimed that she or he sang. I got taken here sang, sang very sweetly. He said how sweetly. Exclaimed conjunction that how sweetly, very sweetly. The subject we have created, he or she, and the verb sang, persons. He exclaimed that she or he sang very sweetly, or he exclaimed that they sang very sweetly. Of course, he said how sweetly. He said how sweetly. He exclaimed that she sang very sweetly. It's okay. Or he or they. Then in the exclamations having what here, there would be an adjective and a singular noun. And dear students, in the construction, what here? if there is the exclamatory words, what here, then there would be an adjective and a singular noun. So here we have to not change the what here into every. Then the adjective and the noun, singular noun, following them should be totally placed after the verb. And the subject, and we can easily create the subject because that would be the noun. According to the noun, we got to use the subject. See, he said, "What a tall tree!" Said exclaim connection that. What a tall tree! A very tall tree. What a tall tree! A very tall tree. What a tall tree! A very tall tree. And these four words have been placed after them. Here there is no verb. Here as it is, tree, the noun used in what a is a singular tree. So we have used it as pronoun for tree, it. Then we will use a singular noun it. We will use the singular past B verb was. It was. That's all. It has been used recording the singular non-living subject. Tree. Inanimate. Inanimate the word tree. So here we have used it. And its past B verb was. Then everything. If instead of tree, here is a boy, then we have to use he. If a girl, if a girl is here, then we have to use she. Tree it, boy it, girl she. Okay. So he said, "What a tall tree!" He exclaimed that a very tall tree. Tree it. First be what was. He exclaimed, "What a he exclaimed that it was a very tall tree." He exclaimed that it was a very tall tree. So, okay. Then, fifth example. If there is crow, it is that is, my dear students, if the word, it's the exclamatory word, hurrah, is used. Hurrah is the word expressing joy. Hurrah is used to express joy, to express happiness. So, if hurrah is used, the crow, if crow is used, what's the rule here? The crow should be trapped and exclaimed should be followed. Exclaimed with joy, exclaimed with happy, exclaimed with delight. So any word expressing delight, happiness. He expressed with joy, with happiness, with delight, with more, any word expressing happiness, or joyfully, happily, delightfully, merrily. Adverb we can use with plus a noun or adverb. Okay. So he said exclaimed with joy because kura instead of with joy. That's all. He said exclaimed with joy that kura is a drop. I refers to he. So I has been changed into he. Who has been changed into her. Past participle should not be changed. Then there is no word to be changed. Okay, no pronouns are adverb to be changed. So okay. He said, "Hurrah, I have got centum in maths." He exclaimed with joy that he had got centum in maths. He said, "Hurrah, I have got centum in maths." He exclaimed with joy that he had got centum in maths. Okay, instead of With joy, you can use with delight or with happiness or with more or anywhere. The meaning joy. If instead of the noun, with plus noun or adverb, with joy joyfully, with happy happily, with delight delightfully, with merry merrily. So if there is a hurrah, then we have to use expressed with joy. Then if alas, if alas has been used to express exclamation, what is alas is used to express? Sorrow. To express sorrow, worry. To express worry or sorrow, alas is used. So this alas should be replaced by with sorrow, with worry, with sorrow or with worry. Then everything as it is. He said, Alas, I have lost my cell phone. He said, Alas, I have lost my cell phone. He exclaimed with sorrow that, alas, trapped. I refers to he. So I has been changed into he. Then have had. Then last past participle should not be changed. Kept as it is. My refers to he. So my has been changed into his. Then there is no word to be changed. That's all. He said, Alas, I have lost my cell phone. He exclaimed with sorrow that he had lost his cell phone. Instead of sorrow, you can use any suitable words referring to sorrow. So, okay, sorrowfully, then wearily, then use. My dear students, first we have seen the conversion of exclamation from direct into indirect. What are the rules we were to be followed? See, so mainly set to be changed into exclaimed and conjunction to be used is that. Then how very, what a very. That's all. Then this should be placed after the verb. Regarding pronouns and verbs, the changes should be effected, they should be done according to the rules followed in statements. The rules that we are following in statements should be followed here also. That's all. Then regarding hurrah and alas, what we got to use? I have told you. So, my dear students, in it there are some examples. It is enough. You have it. The rules. Changing exclamations into indirect, into reported speech. First have it. Then in the next class, I give you a mixture of sentences from direct into indirect. Mixture of examples. That is statement, imperative, interrogative, and exclamative. All the mixed colored. Mixedly, I give you the examples. And what are the rules we got to follow? Well, in the mixed form. Not everything is important. But my dear children, my dear grandchildren, if you want to shine in your life, you should have mastery. You should have mastery in the world language English. Whatever your mother tongue may be, no matter. It doesn't matter. You have your, your ability. So to the extent you need, according to your capacity, you can develop your skill in your mother tongue. But regarding this world language, the grammatical rules, ordinary grammatical rules, that's all. I'm not, I mean, stressing to use bombastic words, yeah, rich words you got to use. No. I mean, my dear children, my dear grandchildren, I learn to use simple words. Then only you can take your, I mean, you can take your message easily to the hearer. Only simple words convey the meaning clearly and easily. So use simple words, the maximum extent. If there is no other way, then use big words, bombastic words. So okay, whatever it is, my teacher, respected elders, education is the teacher and dear students. I thank all of you for listening in my class, pertaining to conversion of exclamations into indirect speech. Okay, thank you.